In today's video, we discuss why you're always tired. Hey guys, what's going on? This is Paul Ravella from ProPhysique.com. In today's video, well, we're going to talk about why you're tired. And what I love to do is give advice around fitness and nutrition. And if that's the kind of thing you enjoy, hit the subscribe button. And before we get too far into the video, I do want to remind everybody that this Sunday at midnight is the final sign up for our 90-day transformation challenge where we're giving away $5,000. I'll put the link in the description box below if you're interested. And I don't want to hear anybody on Monday asking me if it's too late, because it will absolutely be too late by then. So let's get into today's video where we talk about why you're always tired. Hey Paul, I would like to know where you find the energy being a father of two. I'm a 46-year-old married father to a 4- and 6-year-old girls. What does your day week look like? Well, first of all, thank you for the great question, and certainly being a parent really changes things, but even more so than being a parent, I think there are a few key things we can do to avoid fatigue and avoid being tired all the time. So to give you an example of what my day looks like, I'm going to break down some of those tips and explain how I get the most out of my day. My first tip, if you're coming to my channel, won't be a surprise, and that's going to be really to focus on your nutrition, because if you lack in your nutrition, it's really going to reflect itself in your overall energy and well-being, and that can have a trickle-down effect into your activity, how much you get off the couch, how much you get moving, and your overall productivity when you are moving. And so I would just like to point you to a direction of being a well-rounded individual when it comes to nutrition. Meaning, don't be afraid of protein, don't be afraid of carbs, and don't be afraid of fats. They all have a lot of value in our overall health and well-being. And while there may be some ethical considerations from you, you can still get protein, carbs, and fats using any approach that you prefer to dieting. So with that, I would like to say, don't eat huge meals. This is something that I think we can commonly get into, and I know myself included. When I had an office job, what I would typically do is get up, go to work, and then go out to lunch, and I would have this huge meal at lunch. I would go to like a sub shop and get like a foot-long sub and a bag of chips and a big soda. I would go back to the office, sit down, boom, I would be exhausted. We would have meetings later in the afternoon, and I would just notice that I was a little bit drowsy. So avoid huge meals. And I have another tip for you post large meal. That would be, don't be sedentary. Lots been made by Stan Efferding about taking a 10-minute walk, and for good reason. There are a lot of benefits to actually moving more throughout the day. So my tip for anyone that's going to have a meal is to take a walk after you eat. It's going to help you digest quicker. It's going to help your blood sugar return to normal quicker. It can also help de-stress and just normalize your day. Well, that just leads right into number 2, which is going to be increase your physical activity. I think throughout our history, we've been a people that has moved a lot, worked a lot, and we're now in a phase of life, probably more so than any time in human history, where we are more sedentary. We are doing things digitally. We're doing things at our desk. So the simple tip to have more energy, which sometimes might seem kind of counterproductive, is to actually move more throughout the day. Getting up and moving more, being less sedentary, is going to lead to having more energy throughout the day, less drowsiness, less exhaustion. So how do I start my day? Well, I basically start my day every day at 5 a.m. and I get up and I do a 20 to 30 minute cardio session. Now, the reason I do that is because of my work and because of my kids and my daily routine. I had to figure out a way where I could be less sedentary, and it was having more and more difficulty as my kids got older. They are almost 2 and 6 now. And so what happened was I found that the time that I was usually reserving for my personal time to work out and exercise was no longer reserved for myself. I was giving it to my kids. So my loophole to this was to get up before everybody, before my wife, before my kids, before the world. Then I've been able to get up and go inside before anyone has had a chance to interrupt my opportunity to do that. This leads naturally into my third point, and something that I was terrible at for a while. I was a night owl. I would stay up and work till 2 or 3 in the morning. I would often procrastinate my work knowing that I could stay up and just get it done at night, which led me to working till 2, 3, sometimes 4 in the morning. And then naturally, when you have kids, your sleep cycles are going to be cut short the next day. So I would ultimately end up getting less and less sleep throughout the week and trying to play catch up on the weekends. By switching to the 5 a.m. wake up time for me, what it's allowed me to do is be exhausted enough by 8 or 9 o'clock at night that I can set myself down and go to sleep. Also, the work that I was procrastinating on to put off, I can simply do the next morning if necessary. And by getting up at 5 a.m., I give myself a nice cushion, which has allowed my sleep to be very important. Now, if you're not aware of the research on sleep cycles can be anywhere from 1 to 2 hours in length, and you do not want to wake up in the middle of those cycles. So if you can get to bed on time and allow yourself sufficient time to sleep and not wake up with an alarm, or at least make sure that you're getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep, it's going to have a huge impact on your overall energy throughout the day. Finally, the one thing that I want to talk about that gives me energy is purpose. I have a lot of things that I'm excited about. You know, not only am I excited about being a parent, but that can be fatiguing in itself because children are very demanding of our time. And as much as I love them, I have to have a purpose outside of that. I would say that I have quite a few purposes, quite a few things that get me excited. You know, the first and foremost is obviously my family, but also a wonderful business that I've grown here with Pro Physique, all the people that are involved. I wake up every day excited to do that. I'm also a full-time coach. So coaching my clients gets me excited about getting up and working. So that is a purpose. I am purposefully going into work. I'm not dreading it. The other things I love to do are bodybuilding. I love getting in the gym, slinging some weights, and trying to build some muscle and improve. I'm also an amateur guitar player. You know, I play a lot of sports. So there are a lot of things that give me purpose. And I find that when you have purpose, you're able to push through some barriers and it gets you out of bed or it gets you up the couch at a time when you might otherwise just put on Netflix and run through an entire season of a television show. No, this will get me to cut things off, and I know that I have some excitement around the things that I'm doing. So if you can find something that excites you, really delve into that, because you don't want to discount the value of psychology when it comes to our energy. And if you're interested in joining our 90-day transformation challenge, guys, just a reminder, it ends this Sunday, link below. Hopefully this helps with your questions about fatigue. Have a wonderful day, guys, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.